Hi, today's the Monday after Palm Sunday, and I've been thinking today about what Jesus did on the Monday after Palm Sunday. The Bible tells us that on Sunday evening he rode into Jerusalem on a donkey and that he went to the temple. When he got to the temple, he looked around. There were crowds there and all that was going on. And since it was late, he went back to Bethany, and there he stayed. Bethany was about 2 miles away. What did Jesus see when he was in the temple? Well, I'll tell you. He saw people who had come to worship having to buy animals to sacrifice. And these animals were sold at exorbitant prices. You couldn't just bring your animal from home because they had to be approved by the authorities at the temple. And you wouldn't dare bring an animal for home on the chance that it would be approved. So you had to buy it at high prices. And they wouldn't take your money if it had the image of Caesar or another king on it. They had to take money that came from the city of Tyre. They didn't have the image of anyone on it. Of course, you didn't get dollar for dollar when you took it to the money changers. Maybe you got 90 cents on the dollar. So Jesus left Jerusalem. He went back to Bethany. He spent the night, and Monday morning he got up. He came back into Jerusalem. He went to the temple, and he drove out from the temple courts all the animals that were being sold there. Mostly sheep, lambs, because it's the time of the Passover. But also there were a lot of doves, there were a lot of pigeons, other animals that were being sold for sacrifice. And he went and he turned over the tables of the money changers because the people were being ripped off. You see, the religious leaders, the priests, were doing two things that really offended Jesus. Number one, they were making it difficult for the people to worship God by charging them extra prices and ripping them off. And the other thing that they were doing is they were taking advantage of the poor. You see, the priests were very rich, and they were taking advantage of the poor and making it difficult for them to worship. We have to be careful as Christians that we don't make the same mistakes. You see, what we don't realize is that we too are the rich. If we live in this country, we are the rich. And we have to make sure that we don't take advantage of the poor. How do we do that? Sometimes we do it by not even thinking. Maybe we buy an imported shirt that's real cheap. We can get it at Walmart, but it's made in Bangladesh and they've paid somebody 25 cents an hour to make it. It's not a living wage. And the people are little more than slaves. Or maybe we keep people from worshiping and we don't even realize it. It happened in the Bible. You remember the people were crowding around Jesus in this house? And there were so many of them that when the man came to get close to Jesus so he can be healed and he was being carried by his 4 friends, they couldn't get in and they had to tear a hole in the roof and let him down by ropes. You see, friends, as Christians, we need to make sure that we help the poor, and we need to make sure that we facilitate worship and that we bring people to Christ, not keep them away. Those are my thoughts on the Monday after Palm Sunday. God bless.